So we are talking with Tom Ryther, the only Minneapolis photojournalist who was at the celebration of the Twins last night as they became the division champs. Tom, I think the big question everybody has for you this morning is, do you still smell like booze?
Well, my camera sure does. I was talking with our chief photographer, Sean Skinner. I said, well, I don't drink, but I was like, if I get pulled over, I got a lot of explaining to do because I reeked of booze, but I had below 0.00, so.
Right. So what was it like in there last night?
It was awesome. These are the moments that you kind of live for as a journalist, to be able to get moments like this to celebrate on the field, in the locker room or whatever. The thing that made it really unique is I've been around this group now for an entire season, and it's a very even keel, very low-key group. They don't get too high, they don't get too low. So to see them go crazy like this was really out of character and really special.
And you've been around in this market for a long time. It's been quite a while since the Twins have been able to do this.
It really has. I think they've had 13 straight playoff losses, but they've been to the playoffs a lot.
Right.
Joe Mauer never won a playoff game, but we've done plenty of division titles or wild card celebrations or whatever. The real special ones are back when Gardy was still the manager.
Yeah.
They won 5. They went to the playoff 5 times, so we got to do this quite a bit, but we haven't seen it, especially a division title, for I think 10 years now. So this is really special. This is a whole new generation that gets to see this.
Right, because there's a lot of kids out there, a lot of Twins fans that have never seen the Twins even go to the playoffs before, much less win a World Series. You talk about these guys finally just being able to kind of let loose. Were there any things that you saw that really kind of stuck with you?
Yeah, that's a good point. They really, really let loose. This whole team's personality is kind of based pretty much around a couple of guys, Marwin Gonzalez and Nelson Cruz. These guys are older veterans. They've seen a lot of – Gonzalez has won World Series titles. They're very low-key guys. They don't get too high. They don't get too low. Both these guys were partying like crazy last night, and I think the kids kind of saw it and says, hey, I guess it's okay to let loose now, and they had a lot of fun.
They did. Any cool outtakes that we weren't able to see on camera?
I know, it was a pretty small room. The Detroit Visitors Clubhouse is very small, and you could hear, I was down the hall when the White Sox hit a home run to take an 8-3 lead over the Indians, and it was pretty much a sealed deal. You can hear that locker room erupt, but that locker room is way too small for a celebration, so they moved it down the hall to like a little banquet room, and they made it really small, hanging up plastic. So I had people bumping into me left and right, and it was really kind of tough to see what was going on. But one really nice thing was Mr. Polat there, the owner. He has seen a lot of these, and he says these never get old. This is why he continues to own the Twins for moments like this.
Yeah, and he was there last night?
Oh, he was there. He doesn't miss these anytime the clinch. The front office staff and everybody was there. They don't miss these. These don't come around that often.
I can only imagine it was really hard to sort of navigate through there, at least from your camera lens. I mean, it was wet on that camera lens. What was it like to try and navigate through champagne spraying, beer on your head, not slipping on the ground?
Well, it's pretty interesting. You've got, basically you're wearing scuba gear, so the only thing that's getting wet is your camera lens, and guys see you and they seek you out and will start spraying the lens pretty good.
Right.
The champagne burns your eyes. That's why they wear goggles, but it's not tear gas or mustard gas. It just burns your eyes pretty bad, but it goes away, so I shouldn't complain because it's all in good fun.
Right, exactly. How late did they go?
Well, I finally got out of there at about midnight, and it was kind of starting to wind down a little bit. But yeah, keep in mind, they had a game in 12 hours. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to be partying too long, because the next step is to try to win 100 games. They've got 2 games to get to 100 wins. Only one team in this franchise history since 1901 has won 100 games, and that's the 1965 Twins. And I asked Rocco Baldelli about that. He says that is a huge goal to get to 100 wins, because it's really never happened, only once since 1901.
Yeah, so they're really playing for something, even though they've already made it into the playoffs.
Exactly. They don't want to let up. I mean, they've got a couple of monster teams staring at them in the face in the playoffs, and the Yankees and the Astros. the chances of them winning are not that great, but you never know because now you're in the playoffs and now there's a possibility.
All right, Tom Ryther, only Twin Cities photojournalist there to celebrate the big Twins win. We are so thankful that you were there to bring that to us. So safe travels home.
Thank you very much. I'll try to bring them home and win again.